FOG Andrew here, and the coach here for Family of Gamers. Welcome, War Gamers, to an exciting, awesome video. Alright, so this is probably one of, maybe our, but definitely mine, most anticipated games of the year. That being Catan New Energies. So we did a video a while back when it was revealed, talking about some of the stuff in that, right, and, you know, kind of the pictures and stuff. They had some pictures on Asmodee's website, Catan's website, all that. But now it's finally here, and we have played a game of it, and I wanted to do this review very badly because I have some things to say about it that are interesting. So, I mean...
How'd it go, that first game? Who won that game?
We don't have to talk about that.
You know, the king of Catan, of course, pulled it out by a lot.
Yeah,
by a lot.
So I just want to. This is gonna be cut up probably into 3 different sections. First thing I want to talk about, the theme. Okay, we have obviously had Catan being like past kind of settlers kind of things. We've had Dawn of Humankind, which we talk a little bit about later, which is Stone Age. You had the Rise of the Incas, the one about like the 1800s, like railroad one. We don't have that one, unfortunately. That one's cool. But now it's moving into modern times. So the theme and like some of it is like almost like a reskin. You know, when you look at the board, it's very modern. It's very like sharp kind of stuff instead of like the kind of like way that regular Catan is, if that kind of makes sense.
Right.
It definitely like it fits the theme well, the way that they did the board and everything and the artwork for the stuff and whatnot.
Right.
I know a lot of people were complaining about this, saying that it's a game about the environment.
Well, they're complaining about a game that didn't even come out yet. So
right. Well, they're saying that like, they're putting out a game that's like, you know, trying to appease to like environmental activists and all this stuff, and like, you know, it's not even realistic. It's a gosh darn board game. I don't care.
I didn't get that whole thing.
I don't care how realistic it is. I mean, we played the soccer one. It's like silly. It's silly. You know what I mean? But
you know, the soccer one, I didn't particularly like it, but I didn't hate it. I played it again.
Yeah.
You know, if someone else likes it, I would definitely play it again.
Right. So, but it's just a silly thing. You know what I mean? And
it's a wrinkle.
Right. This is the gimmick of this game, is that you're trying to protect the environment or just not destroy the environment, but in a way.
Then again, you can go the other way and destroy the environment,
right?
And
exactly.
set up the instead of the renewable plants, you do like the pollution plants,
the fossil fuel plants, which are bad for the environment, but they're cheaper and will give you new stuff early on. Right. Speaking of which, there's new resources in the game. That you have the lightning bolts, whatever the energy you want to call it, the energy, and then you have science cards, which is a brand new resource,
right? And
those are to build the power plants,
right?
The new thing is like you build the power plants on a city, and then you put it into the indent of the city or town, and then when that number's rolled, you get energy tokens. So, and then you can use those energy tokens to get resources, get whatever.
Right.
So, 2 basically new resources that you have to manage in the game.
But when we did this video a few months ago when it was announced.
Yeah.
And I think we hit it on the head. I'm pretty proud of us. It is Catan, basic Catan, modernized. So instead of wool, you're getting
fiber,
natural
fibers.
Instead of ore, you're getting steel and whatnot. Okay. So that's the change.
Instead of knights, it's cleanest environment. You know, like
yeah, it's the what is it? It's not the bandit. It's the
environmental inspector,
right?
You know,
so he could shut down and shut this whole area down.
Right.
But it's basically Catan with that new wrinkle and an expansion in one box. That's the way I look at it. So like, I don't know. I know you've told me, and I've seen some stuff that people don't particularly like Cities and Knights. For me, it's my favorite expansion for Catan. if that's controversial, that's okay. Everybody's got their opinion. But this is like as if you bought Catan with an expansion.
Right.
And I think I like that. You know why I like it? It's because you're getting Catan with an expansion where you don't have to just buy Catan and it's like just the base game with different names.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, well, you like this? Well, now we're going to bring you this expansion. And it's like, wait, I just bought the base game, which is basically the same as the other game, and now you're doing an expansion, which is different, but I gotta spend the money for that.
Right.
They put it all in one box. I think
Right.
that is great.
Right.
I like it. I like the way they did the expansions. I like the mechanics. We're gonna go over that, or
Yeah. I mean, you know, the one of the main new things, one of the couple new things, you have a player board, which is cool,
Right.
and that you put everything on, and that is a good way to track
It's
things.
good because, and it's also good because usually we have somebody knocking stuff over all over the place.
Yeah.
Also, the thing with here is when you're building the stuff, you have pluses and minuses that are integral to the game.
Right.
So if you're
Right. Because you have your environmental footprint.
right, so if you build, even if you build the good stuff like your towns,
Cities or
cities and
towns.
towns, it takes the environmental footprint. But then if you build green energy, it minuses it. So, but
Right.
this keeps track of it.
Right.
And what I like is how many times have you done this?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I need 1 point, and I'm like, oh, look, I got longest road. Yeah, but you're 3 behind. Oh, I counted wrong.
Right.
Or you're like, oh, I just needed 1 point. I should have just built a settlement.
Yeah. The border for the board has
That's
a score
fantastic.
track. That's good.
It's a running total, so you know where you're at. You know where your opponents are at.
Other thing is just a little thing. The pieces come in different boxes, which
he
I
likes.
like.
He likes the
I
storage.
love the storage stuff.
Yeah. The box itself is great.
Yeah.
They really put it together nice.
You have also this bag which has like the tokens in it, and then at the beginning of anybody's turn, before the dice are rolled, you pull a token out of the bag and then you add it to the board. Now some of them have like 4 or 3, and once those are filled, and a special thing goes off. That
It's
could
like
be
an
either
event.
it's an event. Yeah, I think they're called event discs. So that could be good or bad for people, depending on if you like. We were playing with my friend Jill, and she had all the fossil fuel power plants. Her global footprint was up by 6.
She was the highest global footprint.
Yes.
But
So
then
we would do the things, and it was like pollution increase. The player with the highest footprint may build 1 fossil fuel power plant for free, but now her thing is going higher. Or it was like, oh, now whoever has the highest has to discard a card. You know.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
But it was like that one where she could build like a free power plant.
It's good.
It's good
for them,
but
but
it's
now
messing up your score.
Right. And what's cool is that the more you screw up the environment, or even if you make the environment too good with the green energy plants, you're drawing more tokens from the bag. Once that bag's empty, game's over.
Right.
We didn't get to that point. You ended up getting the 10 victory points,
I mean, I have a hard time seeing that really happen.
Well, also because then when you build the renewable plants, you're throwing in green discs, which are good things for everybody. So that adds more time to it.
Right.
What's cool is that if you do run out of tokens in the bag and the game's over, it's not whoever has the most points at that point. It's whoever has the lowest global footprint wins.
Right.
So, it adds a lot. Then there's then you have the hazard tokens that can completely screw you up. So it's not only the robber covering numbers, it's the hazard tokens that don't only cover numbers, then nobody gets the resources. It can cover just one person's city or town, which will make that city or town not collect resources
really
when it's
individualized, which is
good.
But what I do like is you build a power plant. If the number is cold, you're not. The thing I did miss was you're not getting on your city. If let's say you get steel, you would get 2 steel. Now you get steel and
a science
and a science card.
Yeah.
And you get an energy
with the power plant.
If the power plant's there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna have enough resources. But the energy, if you have enough power plants, which you should do quick, they really made a difference.
Yeah.
There were a lot of times where there was one time where I needed to build I wanted to build longest road, and I took 4 energy, and I got 2 of the resources I need, and I built 2 roads right away.
Yeah.
And I got longest road. So it's like, and you know, you're not getting the 2, but to supplement that with you know, you get the energy card, but the energy tokens. I'm sorry, science card. Energy tokens made a huge difference in everything.
Yeah, you can get, for 2 you can get a resource. 1 you can get rid of a hazard, and,
Right.
and for 1 you can get rid of a fossil fuel power plant,
Right.
which will adjust your score, and then you can
build
another one later on. The other thing is that you like 2 energy. You flip over, you build your warehouse, and now you can have 10 cards when a 7.
So like cities and nights.
Yeah, building a wall.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's important.
I know you like that. I told you about that, and you're like, oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's the first thing I did. I got 2 energy, and my first turn,
Yeah.
I did that. We could hold 10 cards.
Yeah,
because I did. You were going before me, and you did the environmental agent came, and I had 8 cards. I had to get rid of 4, and I was like, oh, the next turn I was going to get.
Right.
I was going to do it. I wasn't able to do it before, but yeah.
Right. So I mean, listen. With all that being said, we kind of just quickly went over the mechanics. What is your opinion on New Energies?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. It's Catan with an extension, with an expansion in it. It's different. It has. It's weird. There's the core mechanic of Catan.
Yeah.
And then it expanded it. So basically, they just all right, we're going to make it modern.
Right.
You're not getting wool. You're getting natural fiber. Okay, I got that. We're not building towns and cities, but we're building
or settlements and cities. It's towns.
Now it's a town, and then there's a skyscraper. Almost.
Right. Yeah. Like the tokens are different. They're not just houses.
Right.
Like the original Catan. They're different
right.
looking tokens.
So now in that thing,
pieces.
It is a reskin, but you're getting the game you love, and like, okay, we really like Catan. Let's try it another way.
Yeah.
Okay, and it adds the power plants, this, the that,
right.
this. I like the whole thing with the inspector, but I also like the thing where the inspector can be there, but you can get rid of the inspector a lot easier. You got to spend an energy to get rid of him, which was.
No, I don't think you can get rid of the inspect. You can get rid of the hazard.
The hazards
with the energy.
Right.
The inspector, it's the same thing with like the knights, but it's not knights. It's environment.
Right.
What was it? It was the cleanup cards.
Right.
So then you could move these, but it's actually different because it's now you can move the inspector or remove a hazard with the cleanup card, and then you steal from someone that has the same or higher global footprint than you, or a local footprint. I think because it's their own. Mm-hmm. So different.
Yeah, and
a little different.
There was a few times where I moved it and I couldn't do it because they had lower, or I had the lower than them. It has to be even.
Yeah.
Global footprint.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the mechanics are there. I like the events.
Yeah, the events are cool.
The events are almost like when the robbers come in Cities and
Nights.
The
barbarians.
Yeah. So, but. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was good. I thought it's a reskin, but it's changed. It's got additional stuff to it. It's like a video game. Like when you buy a video game, I remember I played Resident Evil 1. I played Resident Evil 2. Same type of thing, but different stuff to go on. But it was still the same thing. Then Resident Evil 3 and then 4. It's like the mechanics are the same, but different scenarios.
Right.
I liked it. So what do you think?
I also really, really, really enjoyed it. Really did. Now, I want to kind of lean into this. So we have New Energies, if you would like to hold it. This is what I wanted to talk about also. We got Dawn of Humankind here. Okay, mm-hmm. Now the reason why I wanted to talk a little bit about this is because these are both similar in the fact that they're both standalone Catan boxes. You buy Dawn of Humankind, that's all you need to play. You cannot add anything else into it. New Energies, you buy New Energies, you can't mix and match. It's just standalone on its own.
As of now, as of this video, we don't know if they're going to expand.
Yeah, you never know. I don't see them doing that. I don't see it, but you never really never know.
Doing something with this.
Well, that's what I'm going to get to in a second. Mm-hmm. But so that being said, my whole thing is like,
so we're comparing New Energies to
Dawn of Humankind a little bit.
Okay.
Just, obviously, they're on two completely different sides of history. Dawn of Humankind is in the Stone Age. New Energies is modern times. two completely different ends of the spectrum. But Dawn of Humankind is like the only thing that's similar to that and Catan is that you roll dice and you receive resources and then you build stuff. That's really it. Everything else is different. You have technology tracks. You don't have 5 resources. You have 4. You don't have development cards. You have
and the technology tracks is not really what it means. It's like you're getting like flint and bear hides.
Right.
You're not getting like computers and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no roads. You instead have your camp and a settler, and they can move across the board, and then they turn that settler into a camp. Then you build another settler, and then they move across the continent.
Right.
And also, the thing is, the
it's
board.
It's like a migration.
Right. The board is also, it's the map of the world, the Earth. You know what I mean? So you have all the continents in there. So I feel like Dawn of Humankind, for me, is slightly better than New Energies.
Really?
Just because I could go back and we could play keep playing New Energies, and I could change my opinion. But where I'm standing right now and looking in, Dawn of Humankind, I think I like just slightly better because it's really a completely different Catan experience. New Energies is like similar, very similar, but it's just got this, the something sprinkled in. Dawn of Humankind is like a whole different game almost.
See, like I'll say that I like New Energies better because I'm not too keen on Dawn of Humankind.
Yeah.
If you ask me to play either or, I'm gonna pick New Energies. Dawn of Humankind, it's good, it's fun. We played it a bunch of times. And it's like to me, it's a little stale.
Yeah. That's why now because I have pros and cons for each. Catan Dawn of Humankind, completely different game. Catan is a very similar game to regular Catan with some added stuff. But Dawn of Humankind, you can't randomize anything. Mm-hmm. It's all the same board every time you play.
And basically, you're on the same path unless you go left or right.
Right.
It's not. It's a little different.
Right. New Energies, though, you can randomize where you place the tiles, how you do this, do the numbers, and where you start the spiral for the numbers, stuff like that. That is a really big part of like the replayability, because now it's like, that's why I love Catan so much, because every game can be different if you just have the base game of Catan. Right. You just randomize everything. You could go first, I could go first. You could build 2 settlements when we snake back around. I could build 2 settlements when we snake back around. It's a completely different, different experience every time. New Energies, you can do that. Dawn of Humankind, you can't. Mm-hmm. But Dawn of Humankind is more of a completely different game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really is.
So that's why I'm like,
it's not even really Catan. When you think about it. It's like its own thing.
Right. But that's why I'm going back and forth between, like, I really like Dawn of Humankind, but I really like New Energies.
Right. I like New Energies better.
I can't really say what I like better. We've been playing Catan. We introduced Catan to some new people recently, and that's who we play New Energies with. That's who we've been playing the newer stuff with. I want to play Dawn of Humankind with them and see what they think is better, just as somebody that's like brand new to Catan. We've been playing Catan for a couple of years now and have all the expansions and everything. I want to see what they think. But that's why I wanted to compare, because they're 2 standalone boxes. They're similar in that sense, that they're just 2 standalone boxes that are, kind of a new game, essentially. It's not just an addition to regular Catan.
I do like the New Energies. Like I said, Dawn of Humankind to me is a little stale.
Yeah,
it really is, and it's also at the beginning it's a slog.
Yeah,
and it's very slow moving. Where like all of the Catan, you kind of jump into it.
Right.
I like the action. Let's get to it. It's a board game. It's not like a war game.
Right.
So that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we all got our opinions. So, but Catan New Energies, we both really like it. So definitely, if you guys have played New Energies, we want to know what you think down in the comments below. We want to just thank our Patreon supporters and YouTube channel members for supporting the channel thus far.
Yes.
If you want to check out our other links to our other stuff, it's in the description to our link tree. It's got our social media links, our podcast link, our Discord, Patreon. It's got everything in there. You can check that out. And check out some of the other videos that we have posted on the channel that are on the screen right here. We'll see you in the next one.